today's lesson is stay on track, finding something wrong with what's right. All this month, we're going to be talking about staying on track. As I said to you before, there's been some things that I have just been dissatisfied with that's going on in our society and our world. And I just feel like people are not on track. And so we're going to be talking about some different tools that we can utilize to stay on track, finding something wrong with what's right. What's wrong with that? There's something wrong with that, right? Yes. I'm on a mission. You know I'm on a mission to change lives. Some of us need to be reminded often of our purpose, that we're smart, that we're creative, that we can do all things through Christ who strengthens us. We need to be reminded of these things. Yet some people have really gotten off track. Today's topic is stay on track, finding something wrong with what's right. Why do people have to always find something wrong? They find something wrong with people doing well. They find something wrong with people being happy. They find something wrong even when something seems like it's too good to be true. We must believe in something good, because if we don't, we'll fall for anything. And when I look out at TV, when I look out in the world, a lot of people are falling for everything. Not just something, but everything. Where are our heads at? Better yet, where are our hearts at? That's the question I want to ask you right now. Are you gone so far that when you look at someone and you say, wow, that person looks nice, but the only thing that comes out of your mouth is, oh, she's too skinny, or he's too skinny, or, you know, they're not all that. Or the person who's doing well in life and he's getting educated and he's doing well in life, you say, well, he's got problems too. Or you look at the couple, they're holding hands and they seem like they're in love, and you say, they're headed for divorce. Have we gone too far that all we can do is see the wrong in what's right? I want to ask you that question today, because I want you to ponder on that. Are we so far gone that we can't believe in good? All hope is lost. When I think about that, I feel like people have lost hope. They've lost their goodness. They've lost their ability to see the good in our world. There is still some left, and it's my job, I feel like, to remind you that when you start thinking that all is left is just the bad, just the negative, there's something wrong with us. Sometimes people get to the point where they don't even trust anyone around them, not even themselves. I ask you today, what are your standards? Everybody says, when I talk to the young people, they say, well, everybody's doing it, so it must be right. And not even the young people. There's some married people, there's some family people who are saying, well, everybody's doing it. Everybody's getting separated, everybody's divorced, and nobody's staying married. So everybody's doing it, so that means you should do it too? I don't think so. No, there's still something that's right about being married. There's still something right about being in a committed relationship. There's still something right about our world. Everything that feels good is not good. Some people are living on the edge. That's not where you should be. Be careful, because you might fall off. Find something wrong with what's right. So many people have been hurt. I want to give you a couple of education points here. They've been so hurt, they can't imagine that anyone can truly love them. And so they end up hurting people first. Are you one of those people? Are you one of those people where you're saying, I'm never going to get hurt. I've been through this. I meet so many women, they look at their past and they say, I've been hurt so many times, I'm not going to get hurt anymore. So therefore, I'm just going to be like men. I'm going to do the things that they do. Then I meet men, on the other hand, who say, I'm not even going to put my heart out there. I'm not even going to invest. I'm not even give the time. I'm not going to even put in any work into this relationship. Let her do for me. That's not the way that we should be. I want to ask you the question, why do we always have to find something wrong with what's right? I hear women telling people, I don't need a man. I hear men saying the same thing, I don't need a woman. But I want to dig down deep and tell both of you that you always need someone. You always need someone to give to you, to love. And what I found in counseling people, everyone wants to be loved. Everyone wants to be in a relationship. So stop lying to yourself and stop finding something wrong with what's right. There's nothing wrong with being in a committed, healthy relationship. Okay? Everybody wants love. That's something I need you to understand, because everyone's searching for something in the wrong places and with the wrong people. And then you're dissatisfied when you find that person. Some of the guys that I talk to, they find this woman and they're like, oh, she's beautiful, she's smart, but you can't understand why you're having communication problems. Little tidbit. If she's into SpongeBob and you're into Tom and Jerry, you know, there's a little bit of an age gap. You might have some communication problems, okay? I hear all the time women complaining about communication problems with men, the same thing. I tell them, they're all ha ha ha, they have fun with their friends, but then when they get into a dating situation with a guy, they get all serious. So what do you do for a living? So what are you gonna do for me? They become mothers. Don't do that. That's not sexy. Okay? Don't do that. Don't become his mother. Okay? And guys, stop looking for the young girl who can only talk about what's going on in social media when you know you have no clue what Facebook is. Just a tidbit, just letting you know, okay? Want you to understand some things. Lastly, if you're doing well, don't stop, don't give up. I know it's hard sometimes because so much of our world is slanted towards being a part of a system, being a part of a group. We call those cliques in high school, but we're not in high school. We're not in high school at all. It's time for us to continue to do what's good, to do what's right, to have standards, to have values, to have morals in our life. If you don't have that, then you'll do whatever. And that's what we're seeing is a lot of people just searching, they're doing whatever. I want you to understand 3 things. The unfortunate side effect, when you love, you will get hurt. It is just a side effect. Number 2, don't play the victim. Take responsibility for your actions in your relationships, in your situations. And thirdly, remember that no one is perfect. Forgive people and move on. Lastly, some people will try to find something wrong with you because they can't handle what's right with you. So as I close out, I want you to understand that I need you to understand the bigger picture. I need you to stay on track. I need you to keep your confidence. I need you to strut your stuff. I need you to stay on track with what your destiny is. You are meant for greater things. Don't get sidetracked. Please welcome to the show, Mr. Jose and Miss Stephanie Gomez. Welcome to the show, beautiful couple.
Thanks for having us.
I'm so glad that you guys could be here to share a little bit on our inspirational moment. I've chosen you because I think you're awesome. So we'll get started and share with our audience why. And I just want to share your story. This is nothing that you probably think is super extraordinary. It's just your life. But as I tell people all the time, it's your life that many times is an inspiration to other people. And so that's how I came up with this inspirational moment, is so that other people can be inspired by our stories. And so thank you again for being here to share a little bit of your story. Okay. So I guess the first question I have for you, just to start right from the beginning, is how did this happen?
Go ahead.
All right. Well, a lot of it was we had a mutual friend, and
Okay.
I was retiring from the service.
Okay.
And we had met this mutual friend. We kind of had the same interests. We
Okay.
both loved football. We loved college football. We happened to like the same college, so that kind of helped. And we liked going to concerts. We did a lot of hanging out together for a while. So.
Beautiful.
That's
okay.
how it started.
Okay, that's how it started. And one of the things that, and it's very odd many times when I ask people how they met, that the man tells the beginning of the story. Typically, the woman has her version of the story. My husband and I actually have 2 versions of the story. Okay, I'm just saying. Okay, mine's right. But one of the things that stood out in your story too, you were telling me, so we're going to talk about your career in just a little bit, but that you didn't have a lot of time for God in your life during that time.
Yeah, growing up, I grew up in a Catholic home, and when I joined the Navy, I spent so much time going to sea. Did it for 21 and a half years, and I just, being that young and stuff like that, and having gone through the Catholic Church, just seemed like it was forced on me, and I figured work was more important, and then all of a sudden things led into, I had the first child, the whole 9 yards. So all that became a little more important than being with God. As I got closer to retirement, some things were happening in my life and put me in a bad place. And at that point, I just kind of said, I was driving into work one day, sitting in my truck, and just going through my life and where I was at, and realized that I can't do it alone. And at that point, like the pastor said, you always tell God, hey, I give, I need your help.
Exactly, I surrender.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm told I talk a lot. So,
No, and I brought that up because, as I was listening to you guys, one of the things that really struck me was that it was not only sort of your schedule or the busyness or the sports, but it was this God, thing, this missing piece that brought you two together. Okay, and that's the piece that I thought was really beautiful in your story. That I think that many times, obviously, I'm looking at your story, I'm looking at you, and I see how God is working in your life. But I thought that was such a beautiful thing, that at a time when you needed Him and you said, I surrender, He not only gave you obviously a church home in your heart, but also He gave you your future wife.
He did. As a matter of fact, as we were hanging around, we got to know each other. we were both doing what they call church shopping, and so we decided let's do it together.
Oh,
and
that's
so
beautiful.
things started happening, and we started getting closer, and you know, and the ball just kept rolling from there.
That's
And,
beautiful.
So,
And here
but it
you
was-
are, the Gomez's. Now, I know you love your kids, so tell us about this family that you have that's amazing, and there's a lot of them.
They are certainly amazing to us. We have 6 between the 2 of us. 5 boys, 1 girl. They range in age from 8 to 22.
Okay.
And just almost a year ago, we were blessed to have a granddaughter.
Oh,
So
congratulations.
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
One grandbaby girl or
Yes.
one grandbaby
Yep,
boy?
grandbaby girl.
Girls are awesome.
Evelyn.
Evelyn, okay, wonderful.
yeah,
Okay,
Evelyn
so
and Evelyn.
6 kids. Okay, now I know you have one young lady who just went off to college, but all the rest of them are sort of still underage, we should say. Okay, still in school.
There's 2 older boys, both of
Okay.
them living on their own. Again, one of
Okay.
them with with his
Okay.
wife and the grandbaby. The other one living on his own up in Massachusetts.
Okay.
You know, still trying to figure your life out when you're 19. So.
Yes, yes.
Then of course Madison's off to college. Seth is with us at home, and then the 2 younger ones, 15 and 8, they live with their moms, and you know, one's
still in
doing-
school.
Still in school.
Yeah, but you guys are still super involved, and you know, we don't have time to go into every single detail, but you know, in talking to you, I know you're still super involved in
Have to be.
everything.
Right.
You have to be.
Yeah, very much involved. I mean, I try to visit the boys, and because they're on the opposite ends of the world. One's in Florida, one's in California. So,
Exactly.
And then of course Tennessee, Massachusetts, and the ones here. So we try to do as much as we can
Yeah.
with all of them, and it's tough, but
It's
we
tough,
manage. We
but
manage
it's
somehow.
wonderful, and I
It's
love
important.
that about you guys, and that parenting is important to you, that family is important to you. Sometimes you just don't see that, and I want to talk more about because. It's in your heart to do this, not just because it's your family. So when we come back, I actually want to talk about sort of the coaching piece and how you're helping other people in the community too. So you have to stay tuned for Jose and Stephanie and the rest of their story on our next episode. Please welcome to the show, Ms. Clarissa Strawn. Thank you so much for being here. I'm so excited to have you back. I know you've been here with me before, but please introduce yourself again.
Okay. Again, my name is Clarissa, and I am with Enroll Virginia. Enroll Virginia is a grassroots, nonpartisan organization, and we educate people about the Affordable Care Act.
Okay.
And we have assisters throughout the entire state of Virginia to personally help people one-on-one with the Affordable Care Act in the various aspects, with one-on-one assistance with applications on the healthcare exchange, and also to provide workshops and what have you.
Okay.
So we're available. Our website is enrollva.org, and we also have a 1-888 number so that people can contact us anywhere they are.
Now, Enroll Virginia, I know you know exactly what it is, but for a lot of other people, they don't know exactly what it is. So I
Right.
want you to tell us, or tell me, a little bit about some of the programs and different things that you try to do for people in the community.
Yes, what we do, we hold workshops to tell people what the Affordable Care Act is and what it provides. Because a lot of people have misnomers about, you know, they get the political messages about the Affordable Care Act. So we try to take the politics out of it
Okay.
because I said, we're nonpartisan. So we want to convey to people that the Affordable Care Act is there to help people.
Okay,
and it's a good thing.
And I'm going to act like one of those people who don't know,
Okay.
because it's still very confusing to me as well.
Yes.
So when we're talking about, everybody's heard of it, but what is it that, like, are we helping people with? So are we helping them to get insurance? Are we helping them to understand different programs, financing?
All of those things.
Okay.
For people who don't have insurance, and many of the people we help have not had insurance before, so we go through the process of seeing if they're eligible.
Okay.
And based on the Affordable Care Act, for the tax credits or the discounts that people can get, it depends on how much you make, or that's one of the factors.
Okay.
So we determine whether or not they're eligible,
Okay.
and then we help them with the enrollment process, which can be a little complicated.
Okay, yes,
So-
it can.
And then also Also, we provide appeal assistance for people who maybe have lost their insurance for
Okay.
some reason. We help people go through exemptions if for some
Okay.
reason they don't qualify for health
Okay.
insurance or can't afford it, so that they don't get penalized
Okay.
for not having health insurance. We provide workshops at
Okay.
churches and other organizations upon
Beautiful.
request.
Okay.
So we do a number of different services.
Okay, and I'm guessing, I know you answer a lot of individual questions, because one of the questions that I hear most often is it really affordable? It's
And-
Affordable Care Act, but is
Yes.
it really affordable? And some people are finding that they can't, get insurance. So are some of those, are those some of the questions that you're getting as well?
Yes, that's a question I get all the time.
Okay.
And it depends on your income largely. And for someone, let's say, for example, a single person making $12,000 a year, they may be able to get an insurance policy for as little as $20 a month.
Okay.
And we're talking about private insurance. And a lot of
Okay.
times when people think Affordable Care Act, they call it Obamacare, and then they say Obamacare, that government insurance. And it's really not government insurance, it's
Okay.
private insurance.
Okay.
Aetna, Optima, Anthem. So these are
Okay.
regular insurances, which would normally cost like what you and I pay,
A lot.
$300, $400, $500 a month. But for those who qualify, they
Yeah.
can get tax credits.
Okay.
So that single person making $12,000 a year may be able to get a significant tax credit of maybe $300, $400 a month,
Okay.
which will bring their premiums down to $20 a month.
Okay.
But now for someone, that same person, if they're making $40,000
Okay.
a year, they're not going to get those tax credits.
Okay.
They may get, maybe a little bit of a tax break, but not much. So they're
Okay.
going to be paying a much higher premium.
Okay.
So it's based on how much you make.
So is the insurance for everyone, or is there an ideal person that should be, trying to get this type of insurance?
Well, ideally, we want everyone to have insurance.
Of course.
But for the Affordable Care Act, the tax credits are geared for working families and individuals.
Okay.
And it's mainly the tax credits are geared towards the lower income
Okay.
working people who
Okay.
are struggling and who weren't able to get insurance before.
Okay.
Maybe those who are part-time, whose companies don't provide insurance.
Okay.
And can't get insurance privately because it's too expensive. So this gives them an opportunity to get that insurance at an affordable price.
That's wonderful. And I know you do a number of workshops and different things in the community, but how can people get in touch with you to get more information or information about your upcoming events?
My phone number is 434-316-4197. A lot of people get turned off by that area code because they think I'm in Emporia. I do have an office in Emporia, but I can come to you.
Okay.
So I serve Suffolk, Southampton County, Franklin, and Isle of Wight. So
Okay.
anyone can call and I can
Okay.
meet you somewhere.
And there's a website for more information too?
Yes, the enrollvirginia.org is our general Enroll Virginia website.
Okay.
And-
You've done a great job. Thank you so much for educating us again on Enroll Virginia. I always have questions. So thank you so much for being here, Ms. Clarissa Strawn.
Thank you.
God bless you, and thank you so much for watching. It's life changing. We'll see you next week.